Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and our Wednesday Spa Baby race kicks off the $1 Pick 6. It's race number 5 at the Spa. Let's throw up the field. We're going a mile and a 16th on the inner turf. These are New York-bred 2-year-old fillies. Trainer Christophe Clement has 2 in here, the 6 Belvoir and the 2 Once an Eagle, both with strong pedigrees, Nicole.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong pedigrees in this race, and these two-turn races on turf that we start getting during this meet are really fun. Not only are you looking for pedigree clues about the surface, you're also starting to have distance questions as well, and you're trying to put it all together.
We have a coupled entry in here, the number 1, Alata Jays, the number 1A, Bernie Take Charge. Both are trained by Dominic Schettino. We'll start in program number order with the number 1, Alata Jays, breaking from post position 2. This is a daughter of top turf stallion Freud. The dam was a stakes-winning turf miler. I like that she's breezed on the grass, and this looks like the surface that she is meant for.
Absolutely. Freud has been so dominant in New York throughout his stud career, but nowhere has he been more dominant than with his turf progeny. You also have turf in the female family as well, and clearly this one has worked on turf and they liked what they saw.
The number 1A is Bernie Takes Charge. Dylan Davis takes the mount for Schettino. This is a daughter of Take Charge Indy, 12% winners with juvenile debut runners. You'll note the precocity on the bottom of this pedigree, although it is mostly dirt. Interestingly enough, since the dam is by Freud, I wonder if this one just wants distance and maybe they'll try dirt down the road.
That's a very fair point about runners at this point of the meet at Saratoga, because at this point in the year, if you have a horse that you want to send 2 turns, turf is probably where you're going to have the opportunity. And we see that frequently in the summer, that there are horses whose connections take the chance to give them the 2-turn experience, and then you see them move to dirt later on. That being said, this one is out of a Freud mare with some precocity in that female family. And have to note on the Schettino entry, Katie Davis on a lot of J's, and you mentioned Dylan Davis on Bernie Takes Charge. All of the Davis siblings just really on fire right now and seem to be moving up their mounts.
Bernie Takes Charge will break from post position 5. Breaking from the rail is the number 2, Once an Eagle, a half of the uncoupled Christophe Clement trained entry, and this filly has a very strong pedigree. The gray is a daughter of Tonalist, who Clement trained, of course, to win the Belmont Stakes. She is a half-sister to Tapitation, a stakes winner on turf. She is a half to One-Eyed Ray, a juvenile stakes place turf sprinter. The Dam was a graded stakes winner on turf, so all systems seems go with Flavian Pratt aboard.
Definitely, and lots of turf, as you noted, in that female family from that Cosine mare, Darien. And Tonalist himself, very respectable first turf statistics for a horse who didn't run on turf himself. He does have some turf deep in his family, as he's from the family of Risk Averse and others.
And not only does this filly have the pedigree, she has the connections as well. We throw up a formulator fact for trainer Christophe Clement, and this formulator fact works for Once an Eagle as well as the uncoupled mate, the 6 Belvoir. Past 34 months, 2-year-old first-time starters in turf routes and maiden special weights for New York breds, 36% of $5.35 return on investment. The number 3 is Brock Nardini. This is a daughter of Palace Malice, sold for $35,000 as a 2-year-old. Breezed a furlong and 11 flat at the auction, a very strong Phipps female family.
Yeah, that family of My Flag, you go one more generation back and you see Personal Ensign and so many others. This is one who's going to get respect at the windows with Irad Ortiz and the irons, but this is one of those that I wondered if they might be looking to get the distance run in, and if this will not necessarily be her preferred surface down the line.
We always say here on Spa Babies, please check out the Mike Welsh and Team McClocker reports on DRF.com. Brock Nardini does have a couple of grass workouts. They match up with one of Weaver's 2-year-old fillies named Boston Strong Mama, who just missed on the turf in her debut with a 66 Beyer. Maybe they worked in company. I'm sure the Welsh Clocker report has more. The 4 is Coach Sessa. This is a daughter of first crop sire Catholic Boy. Catholic Boy was good on dirt, good on turf. What should we expect from his progeny?
I do expect him to be able to have some versatility in his progeny. I also expect them to want to go a distance. Of course, he won the Belmont Derby going a route of ground on turf, and then the Travers Stakes at that classic distance on dirt. His two winners so far have both come on turf, but they have improved as the distances have started to increase for them to 7 furlongs and beyond. So I do expect this one to relish getting to go a route of ground. And I found it interesting to see Brittany Russell sending some 2-year-olds up to run at Saratoga this week. She's got plenty of opportunities on the Mid-Atlantic circuit, and I don't think she would send these horses up if she didn't think they had a chance.
That's a very good point, especially with Colonial Downs open and mostly turf racing there. Brittany, of course, the leading trainer in Maryland. Manny Franco takes the mount. The number 5 is Run for Your Honey. This filly is the most experienced runner in the race. She has 2 prior starts, one on turf in her debut sprinting, and then last time out on the dirt with the addition of blinkers, she ran a lot better. She sold for $85,000 as a March 2-year-old. And while there is some dirt on the bottom of this pedigree, there's also precocity. I think it would be silly to give up on her just yet.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because when I glanced at her on paper, the dirt start, as you said, where she ran 3rd with the blinkers on, looks much better than the turf start in which she was 8th. However, in that turf start, she did have a bad break, and I'm willing to give young horses a mulligan for that, especially since she really improved in that regard the next time out. And she did finish behind at least 2 next out winners there. It might be kind of a sneaky good race as she gets back on turf here.
She should show some stretch out speed, and she goes out for a trainer, Michael Maker, who excels with horses stretching out in distance. And Maker's formulator fact, over the past 962 days, you can get very specific in formulator, 2-year-olds moving dirt to turf, 28% winners, and a $3.09 return on investment. The number 6 is Belvoir. This is our morning line favorite, trained by Clement for West Point Thoroughbreds, a daughter of first crop sire Flame Away and a half-sister to Maiden Beauty, a multiple stakes winner on dirt. Again, a lot of dirt in this pedigree, but also precocity and a little bit of speed from Flame Away as well.
Absolutely. And Flame Away ran on multiple surfaces. He was a very versatile son of Scat Daddy, following in that sire's footsteps. Scat Daddy's sons have been very good with their 2-year-olds. And Flame Away, we started getting a hint that he was very well regarded last year. His offspring were selling way up from their conception stud fee, and he's off to a very good start in his stud career with 6 winners so far, which ranks among the top in this class. I think a lot of good things are coming for this young sire.
The number 7 is Find Your Joy, a second-time starter for trainer Tom Morley. Javier Castellano retains the mount. This filly took a little bit of money in her debut sprinting at Belmont, raced outside and tired. The dam won 5 turf routes, so maybe stretching out is just what the doctor ordered, although her sire, Central Banker, more known for speed.
Yeah, and I do like the Central Bankers better on dirt than turf. But that being said, a lot of turf in that female family to balance that out. And she ran very respectably on debut. Would be logical to take a step forward.
And completing the field is the number 8 Charity First for trainer Rudy Rodriguez. Luis Saez takes the mount. This one will add blinkers after sprinting in her career debut. She took a little bit of a bump at the start, was out sprinted early and finished evenly along the inside, but she did sell for $100,000 as a weanling. And as we look at this pedigree, there's a lot of distance, so maybe she'll show a little bit of speed stretching out for the first time.
Absolutely. And she's another from the first crop of Catholic boy. As we said, they should enjoy a distance. They're running well on turf so far. A beautiful female family with a lot of speed, with a lot of stamina in there as well. And she's coming out of that same race as Run for Your Honey, where they finished behind the next out winners, Graham and Nikki Jolene.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Wednesday's Spa Baby race. You're going with the experience. I'm going with the experience. You like the 5 Run for Your Honey, sort of a sneaky debut where she didn't break very well, improved on dirt last time out. And again, experience counts. She should show more speed stretching out.
Absolutely. I do think experience will count as these youngsters go a route of ground. I'm looking for one to have a nice foundation. Run for Your Honey has more of that foundation than anyone in this race. Mike Maker places his horses well, and I am looking for a little bit of value here because, as we said, on paper, her dirt start was so much better, but that turf effort, which your top pick is also coming out of, was sneaky good behind some next out winners. So I think that turf to dirt and back to turf angle is very interesting here.
I had a lot of trouble with this race. I'm probably going to use my first 3 picks in multiple race wagers. I do think Brock Nardini is going to run well, but as you mentioned, Nicole, with Irad Ortiz in the irons, she's likely to take a lot of money. I think Brittany Russell's horse will run pretty well, Coach Sessa. I think you made a very good point. Brittany could run this horse at Delaware, at Laurel, at Colonial, and here she is for Madaket Stables. And I eventually landed on Charity First, who I think is just going to break well from this outside post under an aggressive Saez, and with blinkers on is going to show some speed, and maybe she can take them pretty far at a price. 5, 6, 8, and 4 for Nicole. 8, 4, 3, 6 for me. Fun way to kick off the week with our Spa Babies coverage. Wednesday's 5th race kicks off the Pick 6. Good luck.